Good morning. We are only 2 weeks away from the 49ers reporting to training camp. And yesterday, something I got a little chuckle out of it happened, but just a sign of the times. And by the times, I mean the terrible questions that 49ers players are still getting about the NFC Championship game. Have a listen to Deebo Samuel on this radio show.
Deebo Samuel here with us. Well, something that is your call. I saw what you said about the Eagles back at the Super Bowl at Sirius, where if Brock Purdy didn't get hurt, you guys would have won that game by double digits. Why would that have been the case?
I don't know. That's old.
So do you not still believe that?
I mean, I do, but I mean, we're not. That shit is like we're not gonna keep talking about it. I mean, I said what I said.
Gotcha. So then what happens this year when you play Philly on December 3rd?
I don't know. Just wait till week 13, 12, whatever week it is. We'll show you.
Well, then you know how that's going to go down. You're going into Philadelphia. Those fans are going to be booing you loud. You have a message for Eagles fans?
Hey, guys.
Yeah?
All right, we're good to go.
What do you mean? We have Deebo on right now.
Yeah, I know, but we're going to head into camp right now.
Are you serious? Okay. Thank you. There you
Thanks,
go.
Bye.
Deebo Samuel right there. Doesn't want to answer a few questions. Are you serious? We got hung up on because all we did was ask him about the quarterback situation?
Okay, let's stop right there. The sense of entitlement. He thinks that Deebo Samuel somehow has to sit there and answer questions that are so dull. First off, last season's NFC title game is a dull topic. The 49ers lost their quarterbacks due to injury, and they lost the game. Then Deebo Samuel said that he thought that his team would win if their quarterbacks stayed healthy. I don't see how that's controversial, but it became controversial. He said that several months ago. Continuing to beat the same dead horse is dull. It's boring. So that's the question or line of questioning that Deebo Samuel hung up on. And then, the host seems to think that asking about the 49ers quarterback topic somehow, is some riveting thing that Deebo Samuel should be ready to answer every question about and should enthusiastically talk about. But I'll say this. 49ers QB talk without any new information is also a dull topic. I mean, we know they have Trey Lance and that he hasn't played a lot of football in a couple of years because he's been hurt and he's got to re-earn his spot. And that we know they have Brock Purdy and he's rehabbing from an elbow injury and that he played really well last year. And we know that they signed Sam Darnold. I mean, it's July 11th. They signed Sam Darnold 4 months ago. I mean, nothing at all has changed in the complexion of the 49ers quarterback room. So asking the same questions over and over again about the QB room, that also makes for dull conversation. Deebo Samuel actually provided us with an interesting topic last month, right here. Let me share it on the screen. I mean, there's no excuse for boring questions to Deebo Samuel when just last month he was eviscerating his own 22 performance. Anytime you get Deebo Samuel in an interview these days, you can ask him about sitting down with Kyle Shanahan to break down his 2022 film, and Deebo Samuel called it awful. Deebo Samuel said that it was embarrassing. He said that he would never put anything like that on tape again. He said that he was sluggish, that he was loafing around because he was out of shape. I mean, this is all fascinating stuff. It's actual self-criticism from a star player in the NFL. But instead, we're talking about the 49ers and the Eagles for the 58th time, maybe the 158th time. Really? I mean, I could see why he hung up. Because what answer is he going to give that's either different than he gave before? It shouldn't be different because he should believe that the 49ers would have won with their starting quarterback. Otherwise, he's not a competitor. And we know that Deebo Samuel is a competitor. Or if he changes his tune, what will that pacify people? It would be a boring answer if he changed his tune. It would be the stereotypical, oh, yeah, we'll get him next time. Why would you want to waste your time in any interview with either a generic answer or a retread answer that we've already heard 160 times? Instead, you could talk about stuff that Deebo Samuel fresh material that he gave you just last month about how Kyle Shanahan coaches star players, about how a star player might bounce back from what he perceived to be a down year, about how the contract situation last year and all the drama surrounding it actually slowed him down. Deebo Samuel acknowledged this. These are all fascinating conversation topics. Instead, we got a couple dull conversation topics in that interview. Talk about the 49ers QB position with no new information, and talk about the NFC title game, where obviously there wasn't going to be any new information because that's already happened. That's in the past. So Deebo Samuel hung up on the interview, and I found it to be pretty funny, to be honest, because when you ask questions that lead to dead ends, you're going to hit a dead end. I don't, every action has a reaction that you could probably expect from that given action. And that's exactly what happened in this situation. All right. Well, it is Tuesday morning. We're 2 weeks away. On July 18th, 49ers rookies report. And on July 25th, Deebo Samuel and the 49ers veterans will report. Mike says, good for Deebo. Yeah, the host acted like Deebo owes him answers, which he doesn't. I guess it might have been one of those promo interviews where Deebo puts in a plug for some kind of company. Brock Purdy did that car wash earlier this season. I didn't hear that part of it, but you still have to ask questions that generate interesting conversation that move the topic forward. Because if you don't, then you're going to hit a dead end. And Deebo Samuel is famously terse when the questions are bad. I think anybody who's spoken to him knows this. I respect that because I don't think that cliches and long answers full of fluff and nothing should be the norm when answering generic questions. I think generic questions deserve to have generic, poor answers in response. Ask the good stuff, especially when Deebo Samuel has recently opened up in response to good questions as recently as last month. This is Matt Barrow's article up on The Athletic. You should take a look at it. Deebo Samuel vows to make amends for his awful 2022 performance. Oh, Jason says, nothing worse than redundancy. I agree. And we're seeing a lot of redundancy right now because it is the dead period of the offseason. But let's be a little less basic. Let's stop hammering home the same stuff about the quarterback position time and time and time again. Yesterday, I thought that I advanced the quarterback position discussion at least a little bit because I talked about the possibility of the 49ers using Trey Lance in package play, which is something nobody else is talking about. But there's evidence to support that the 49ers might be interested in doing that since they've done that in the past, right? We have to look at stuff with reasonable new angles. We can't just make stuff up out of thin air. But it's really hard to do that at this point of the year because you're starting to run dry on material. It's July 11th. Thankfully, training camp is only 2 weeks away. And hopefully that helps assuage kind of this situation where people are running dry of material, so they're just beating dead horses. Deebo Samuel obviously doesn't like to waste his time beating dead horses. Okay, sounds good. Nothing worse than redundancy. Hope everybody has a good day. Thanks for your comments. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. We'll be with you a little bit later to go and write, get some good stuff, some good material done for you on this wonderful Tuesday in the middle of summer. Bye now.